Hello everybody! I'm excited today because today we're going to be doing story times all about the rainbow. And as you can see, I got cool new rainbow glasses for this story time. I also got a cool new shirt too that I'm very excited about. Superpowers! So to get started, I have a song about colors that I'd like to share with you. So we're going to do some singing in our story time today. Red and blue and yellow and green, pink and purple tangerine, so many colors left to see, so why don't you read along with me? Pink and blue and yellow and green, red and violet tangerine, so many colors left to see, so why don't you read along with me? I just wrote that. Now you might know this tune because I sing it at all of my usual story times, but if you don't, that's okay. This is an interactive one, kids, so listen closely and follow along. If you're wearing any red, clap your hands. If you're wearing any red, clap your hands. If you're wearing any red and you wanna be cool, if you're wearing any red, clap your hands. If you're wearing any blue, clap your hands. If you're wearing any blue, clap your hands. If you're wearing any blue and you don't know what to do, if you're wearing any blue, clap your hands. Are you guys wearing any blue? If you're wearing any green, clap your hands. If you're wearing any green, clap your hands. If you're wearing any green and you don't wanna be mean, if you're wearing any green, clap your hands. Alright, last one. If you're wearing any yellow, clap your hands. If you're wearing any yellow, clap your hands. If you're wearing any yellow and you wanna be quite mellow, if you're wearing any yellow, clap your hands. Alright guys, so the first story we're going to read today about rainbows is Little Pip and the Rainbow Wish. Little Pip and the Rainbow Wish. Hidden away, small and wet, Pip huddled beneath a hedge, while out in the open, Millie and Spike played puddle splashing and dodged the raindrop. Pip wanted to join in, but he was such a shy little mouse that he couldn't think of a way to ask. Pip watched as Spike gave Millie a dandelion seed head. Together they wiggled and whooped around it. Perhaps Pip thought, if I had something to give them, they would want to play with me. He looked around but could see only scratchy stones and patchy sky. But just at that moment, whoosh, a shining rainbow lit up the clouds. What a present that would be for Millie and Spike! They could slide down it, balance on it, make a tent under its colors, and he would finally be their friend. But the rainbow was so far away. It was too high to reach on the tips of his paws. Too far away to catch with a stick. And his bounce was just not bouncy enough. No matter what he tried, the rainbow was very, very up, and Pip was very, very down. "What are you doing?" asked Millie, who had stopped playing to watch. Pip's tail blushed to its very tip. "I wanted to catch..." "The rainbow?" said Spike. "That's brilliant. We can help you." Whoosh. Oh, they're almost there. Spike clambered on Millie's shoulders. "Come on, Pip," he called. "We need you too." And he swung Pip right to the top of the mouse tower. Whoosh! The tower was sky high, but then Pip began to wobble, and the tower began to sway. And they all came crashing down. "We could just wish for the rainbow," Pip said quietly. "Good idea," said Spike. And together they squeezed their wish into the sky, and the rainbow stayed right where it was. Well, then Millie picked up a dandelion seed head. "Someone could fly to the rainbow," she said. "Who's the lightest?" "Me, me!" cried Pip, suddenly not shy at all. Millie and Spike pulled Pip along until the wind scooped him up so high that he could almost touch the rainbow. He's almost there, guys. He reached out his paws, but the seeds began to fall from the dandelion one by one. By one, and Pip sank slowly back down to the earth. Bloop. Oh dear. "You didn't catch the rainbow," said Pip sadly. "But you were very brave," Millie added, hugging him. "We'll just have to think of another way," said Spike. But at that very moment, the rain dripped to a stop, and the rainbow melted away. It was gone. "No, don't go," begged Pip. "Please don't go." "Don't worry," said Spike. "There'll be another rainbow." "But I needed it," sniffed Pip. "I wanted to give it to you and Millie so that we would be friends." "What? We are friends," said Millie. "Who needs presents anyway?" said Spike. Whoosh. Then off they raced, all together, hopping and splashing from puddle to puddle, until the night sky burst into a brilliant sparkle of stars. Aw, good friendship story. Next up, we have... Boom! Penguins love colors. Look how cute. No, penguins love colors. And it starts off with the rainbow. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Penguins love colors. Bum, 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 bum. Once there were 6 little penguins. 6 little penguins who loved colors. Which was kind of funny because where they lived, everything was snowy white. Their names were Tulip, Tiger Lily, Dandelion, Violet, Bluebell, and Broccoli. Can you guess why? Because Mama Penguin loved colors too, and each of her penguins was named after a brightly colored flower. Did you guys know broccoli was a flower? 'Cause I didn't. One day, the penguins wanted to make a surprise for her. What could they do? "I know," said Tulip. "Let's use our paints and make the most colorful picture we can." Do you think these little penguins love to paint on perfect white ice and snow? No. What? They did? They certainly did. The penguins got to work. All of them used their favorite colors. Whoosh. There was red, orange, whoosh, yellow, purple, blue, green. Do you think they made a mess? Oh boy, they did. Oh yes, look at them. From top to bottom, they were covered in paint. Oh, here comes Mama, whispered Tiger Lily. Would she like her surprise? Whoosh! Wow, cried Mama with delight. A wonderful rainbow and so many beautiful flowers. What clever little penguins you are. Did Mama Penguin know who painted each color? Well, of course she did. And do you know? Red tulip, orange tiger lily, yellow dandelions, purple violets, blue bluebells, and green broccoli. Ah! Those little penguins were so happy they jumped up and flipped all the way upside down. Wah! I love this face. Wah! I love my surprise, said Mama. I love flowers, and I love colors, but not as much as I love my 6 little penguins. 6 little penguins who definitely need a bath. Whoosh! Did those penguins scrub and scrub inside the tub until they were clean again? Oh, yes. Aww. And when they were finished, the 6 little penguins were worn out, so they cuddled up for a nap, safe and happy in Mama's loving lap. Aww. Penguins love colors. Our final story today is Swatch, the girl who loved color. Whoosh. In a place where colors ran wild, there lived a girl who was wilder still. Her name was Swatch, and she was a color tamer. She was small, but she was not afraid. She could run with the shades and train them to dance and do magic. With a little patience, she learned to hunt the rarest of colors. Bravest green showed up the first week of March. In between gray lived in her kitten's legs. Rumble, tumble, pink rolled through the sky on the heels of outgoing thunderstorms. When she called them by name, they would come to her because Swatch loved colors, and the colors loved Swatch back. Swatch had never thought of capturing a color until the day she lured Just Laid Blue straight from its nest and into a jam jar. "Stay," Swatch said, and the color stayed. How beautiful it looked behind glass. "You could use a friend," she said to Blue. So she caught one more, and another, and another. Look at her. She stole the green off a traffic light. Woo! Soon Swatch's room was full to bursting. The colors circled, rustling in their jars. They were magnificent, but there was still one color left to catch. Morning came, and there it was, fast and fading and fierce, the king of all the yellows. Blooming in the sidewalk crack, in spite of the shadows, Swatch was ready at last. The yellowest yellow would be hers. Suddenly she heard a small sound. Said yellowest yellow. What are you doing? Swatch had never asked if a color wanted to be tamed. Yellowest yellow, she asked politely, would you like to climb into this jar? You could sit on a shelf right next to blue. You could make green together all day long if you wanted. I'll poke holes in the top and I'll feed you dinner. But Yellow, knowing that that was no way to live, said no thank you. And Swatch, who could have scooped it up anyway, said, okay. Given that small but kindly allowance, whoosh! It grew and yawned and stretched and twirled and bloomed and whirled and leaped and swirled, spreading, billowing, twisting, up, up. It was as big as a house. Swatch felt small. Her jar seemed silly. She had forgotten colors were wild, so she shut her eyes and prepared to be eaten by Yellow. But then Swatch heard something sweet and warbling, like a fleet of canaries. She smelled something warm and buttery, like breakfast. And something swished against her knee, purring and soft, just like home. She opened her eyes. She reached out her hand, and stretching from her tiptoes, she found she could indeed touch Yellow. Hold on, Yellow said, and it pulled her up. Whee! Up and up, higher and higher, high over the rooftops. She called her colors by name, and they came to her. Whoosh! Whoosh! Together, they made a masterpiece. Whee! And that's Rainbow Storytime. See you guys next week.